Times reporter, Katie Benner is her name, tweeting, quote, "Today's January 6th Select Committee underscores the America's current essential national security dilemma. Work to combat legitimate national security threats now entails calling politician supporters enemies of the state." Calling Trump supporters enemies of the state. They're not even trying to hide it over there anymore. She has just recently apparently deleted that tweet. Here with reaction, author of the New York Times #1 bestseller, American Marxism. This book has been out less than 2 weeks and already over 500,000 copies sold, more than the 15 highest next best-selling books combined. That's why we call him the Great One. Mark Levin, host of Life, Liberty, and Levin. Sir, welcome back. You're an enemy of the state.
Thank you, Sean. I wouldn't yeah, well, you know, look who's talking. They are. That's the same newspaper that promoted Stalin, promoted the Third Reich, and promoted Castro. So I guess we are. January 6th. You know, Joe Biden likes to say that what happened on January 6th was the worst attack since 9/11. Liz Cheney agrees with him. I want to give a little bit of history to the historically illiterate. In 1979, Jimmy Carter released from prison 3 Puerto Rican terrorists who shot at members of Congress from the House gallery in 1954, wounding, in some cases seriously, 5 members of the House of Representatives. There's more. On the last day of his presidency, Bill Clinton granted a full pardon to Susan Rosenberg. Who was she? 16 years into a 58-year sentence for possession of guns and over 700 pounds of explosives, a member of the Weather Underground and numerous of its succeeding splinter groups. She allegedly participated in the 1983 bombing of the U.S. Capitol. That explosion blew off Senate Minority Leader Robert Byrd's door, ripped through a painting of Daniel Webster, and damaged the Senate cloakroom, as Daniel Flynn wrote at the American Spectator. Oh, there's more. A year after Bill Ayers, his girlfriend, and 2 of his friends blew themselves up in Greenwich Village townhouse turned bomb factory, he took part in the 1971 bombing of the U.S. Capitol. He wrote, "We already bombed the Capitol," he wrote in his memoir, "and we cased the White House. The Pentagon was like 2 of the trifecta." Now, who is Bill Ayers? I seem to recall he helped launch Barack Obama's career. So, first of all, let's stop lying about the history of what's gone on in this Capitol. There's been a lot of horrible things that's happened to the Capitol and the people in the Capitol. That's number 1. Number 2, this is nothing like 9/11. Joe Biden, even in his good day, when he had wits, was an idiot. And now we have Liz Cheney saying the same thing. There were no weapons fired in the Capitol, not by the protesters, by one police officer who apparently randomly killed a protester. We don't defend what happened in the Capitol building, unlike our opponents on the other side, but they do defend violence. They're busy pardoning terrorists. They defend violence in Portland. How come we don't have any of the federal law enforcement from Portland there testifying when Nancy Pelosi called them stormtroopers, or when Jim Clyburn called them stormtroopers? Of course, Adam Kinzinger, who's in the pocket of Pelosi, he'll never bring it up. And Liz Cheney's in such a hate mode, she'll never bring it up either. There's a lot that can be brought up about this, as a matter of fact, and as you all pointed it out, what did Nancy Pelosi do? She was in charge of security of that building, and she was told about potential problems in that building. What did the FBI do? They had information from the NYPD and the Norfolk office. She doesn't want to know anything about that. Now, I got to move fast. I got 3 minutes left. COVID.